Morning folks, I'm back. After yesterday's rest day, we've just got 3k easy plus strength training today. So probably the easiest and shortest run on the entire plan. Just to ease me back in before 2 longer runs at the weekend. So we're into week 5 now, part of the hills and strength training. But what I'm going to discuss today is how everything went during the base phase, those first 4 weeks of the training plan. Explain how I managed to stick to every run and strength training item on the plan there. Got it all done and ticked off and moved on to this week 5 in the new phase. So I'll take you along on this 3k run and discuss the topic along the way. Let's go. So I'm using one of my Christmas presents today, the new Enduro battery for the GoPro. Charged it up yesterday, so it's ready to go, 100% charged. I'm sure it can cope with a 3k easy run, but let's see how we go. So the base phase itself consists of 4 weeks of training, as I mentioned. The first 3 we're gradually ramping up the work, and then the 4th week is a recovery. I'll put the details of each week on screen so you can see how that's broken down into runs of different distances, a mixture of mostly steady and easy runs. So week 1 was 29 kilometers, week 2 went up to 34, and then week 3 was 46, and then we dropped down to 28, all easy runs for the recovery week. All of the weeks had strength training in there. There were 2 sessions every week. I was doing barbell strength training for most of it until I came down with the dreaded lurgy, and then I switched to a slightly easier version of the strength training using Marcus Scottney's video. As I said, most of the runs were steady or easy. There was just 1 speed session in there as well, just to introduce that before we then move on to the harder working stages, you could say. So as we move on to the hills and strength phase, and after that the other harder working stages, then there will be regular speed sessions, hill sessions, that kind of thing mixed in. I will try to vary the terrain a bit for those harder sessions, because I did cause myself some ankle and shin issues and calf issues by doing a lot of faster work on the road straight away when I was training for the half marathon recently. So I'll try and use the trails for some of them if I can. Keep the legs happy. This route's mostly uphill on the way out, just keeping an eye on the heart rate. It's gone up to 146 at the moment. 148 will probably alert me that I'm leaving zone 2. I just need to slow down. That's 1 kilometre done in 7 minutes 13. Nice and easy. Another climb to do shortly. Just crept into zone 3 there. Need to jog even more slowly up this hill if possible. 5 kilometres. Can drop back down the hill now, thankfully. Retrace my steps. Get the heart rate back down. Still telling me it's 150. So, even though I was struck down with the dreaded lurgy over Christmas, I still managed to get all of my planned runs done. I actually felt a bit better after each one, really. Getting out, getting some fresh air, getting moving seemed to clear the lungs a bit, and although I didn't mind a slight drop in performance while I was doing the runs, yeah, actually felt good for getting them done. The last thing I wanted to do was miss runs off the plan this early. The base phase is the easiest phase out of them all, so if I can't get that done, that wouldn't be a good start. So managed to get all that ticked off, so I've built up some mileage, and now I can move safely onto the hills and strength phase, where not only does the mileage go higher than the base phase, but there's also sessions built into it, which are hill focused at this point. So looking forward to doing all that. Already did my first hill session the other day, which you may have seen, which had mixed results. It's always difficult to find a hill that's just up constantly, doesn't dip or flatten out, and allows you to run for 4, 6 or even 8 minutes, which one of the sessions has on it. So I'll have to do a bit more research, see where I can find. I was looking for somewhere trail based, really, just to save the legs a bit, and I know hill routes that'll give me 6 minutes, so I may have to stick with those if I can't think of an alternative. There is part of the Spire Ultra route, I remember, that goes up and up and up for a good while. That first 10k of the Spire Ultra race is a lot of climbing. So if I can find a chunk of that that's pretty much continually up and would give me 6 or 8 minutes, then maybe I can pick that, just do my warm-up running over there, and then the hill reps somewhere on that course. So that might be an option. Feeling much better now. Not needing to take any Lemsip or anything at the moment. A little bit of a runny nose, and cough turns up occasionally, but it's nothing more than a little bit of a tickle and a little bit of stuff being cleared occasionally. I think that's a good sign that everything else has passed, and just need to shake the cough off, and should be back to normal. Alright, I think I'm into zone 3 again. Yep, 152 now. Need to focus on a slow jog. I don't really want to walk on a 3k easy run. Seems a bit like it's going too far. My right arm's getting a workout, holding the camera the entire time. I think I'll have one shoulder bigger than the other. May even swap. Just can't look at my watch now. Slight downside. Without tipping you guys up. Not being able to breathe through my nose very well isn't helping. Morning. Thank you. Come on in. Morning. Morning. There we go then. 3k easy done. Just that strength training to do when I get back. And that's another training day ticked off. And then I'll be back in the morning for my Saturday 12k long run. I know the long runs aren't very long at this point, but they just gradually ramp up, allowing you to adjust as the plan goes on until it peaks with a 35km run towards the end of the training. So need to be ready for that. So I'll catch you then, guys. If you do want to subscribe to my channel, it is free. Just press the button and watch the subscriber count go up by 1. Thanks again, I'll see you soon.